Hey guys, welcome to LegaLift. This is Vaishnavi. I got into NALSAR this year. I'm really excited to start teaching you guys. I'll be taking up analytical for most part and sometimes critical as well. So let's begin with analytical. So as you all know, analytical reasoning is not that famous in CLAT. It's generally not that asked in CLAT, but it is known for its AILET syllabus. So I'll be covering for the AILET's point of view. So now the most important topics for this are series, coding, decoding, seating arrangements, slogs, analogies, puzzle test, and ranking tests. So guys, there's something you need to know. Puzzle test, ranking test, seating arrangements do come under puzzles. You need not break it up and overcomplicate things. It's just very simple. It is really similar to puzzle solving. Now, blood relations are something that is important, and clock, even the direction and sense test plays an important role in your AILET exam, and calendar is also important. If you look at the other topics like logical sequence of words, one word substitution, statement and assumption, eligibility test, this was not asked since 2009 in AILET, so you can just remove this. Statement and assumption, critical reasoning, miscellaneous would be covered in the critical reasoning part, so worry not about it. So, now, since we are focusing on AILET, what exactly AILET is? AILET is a competitive exam that is for the entrance into NLU Delhi. Now, as we all know, there are not many videos on AILET, so this was just an initiative of our group LegaLift to do something regarding it as well. So, if you look at it, logical plays a huge role in this, which consists of 70 marks and 70 marks in a competitive exam. It's no joke, right? English consists of 50 marks, and GK and current affairs consists of 30 marks. So, now what exactly is analytical? Why is it so superior? Why does it consist so many marks? And why are these people focusing so much on it? Basically, analytical is something that is really not that difficult. It's just something that tricks your brain. People take it as something that is overcomplicated, so you just need to chill out. You need not overcomplicate things. Just find an easier way to you know do things. As people say, do smart work, not hard work. This is the case with analytical for some point, but yeah, hard work is also necessary because you need to practice these questions to get better at it. Let's go into the questions for a little while, solve it, and have some fun, guys. So now, this is from blood relations. This is a pretty interesting question because I personally had many memories with this question. This was actually a really confusing question, and this question will show you why people overthink analytical. If you see this question, it's really simple. Let me read it out for you. If A plus B means A is the mother of B, I repeat, A plus B means A is the mother of B, A minus B means A is the brother of B, A percentage B means A is the father of B, and A into B means A is the sister of B. Which of the following shows that P is the maternal uncle of Q? There was a friend of mine when I was teaching her, no offense, but just she got confused. She was thinking about what the answer is. She asked me, see, they said PQ and they said AV in the question. But when you come to the options, PQ are there in every question, but other A and B are not there. There's this NSM. Who are they now? I told her, see, plus is the mother. They are indicating what the symbol means. You just are overcomplicating by, bringing what they told you exactly in the question. You don't need the whole question as itself. You just need parts of it because they're trying to give you hints so that you'll catch up and work on it. If you see, I made a simpler, interpretation of this question for you guys. Plus shows that it's mother relationship. Minus means the brother, percentage means the father, and into is your sister. Now, they're asking you to show P is the maternal uncle of Q. So, what exactly is a maternal uncle, you say? Maternal uncle refers to your mother's brother. So, For me, my mother's brother would be my maternal uncle. For you guys, your mother's brother would be your maternal uncle. Alright? So, before we dig into the blood relations, there are five symbols you must know. They are plus, minus, a comma, a bracket, and a downward arrow. Guys, trust me, these five symbols will solve out every single question in blood relations if you do it correctly. Plus means the female, minus means the male, a comma shows that they belong in the separate, same generation, but they're not separate, they're not a couple, they are cousins or siblings. A bracket shows that they are couples. They are married, alright? And this downward arrow shows that there is a generation gap between so and so. For example, me and my mother have a generational gap. You and your mother have a generational gap. Simple as that. Now, we just need to find if Q is P's mother's brother. Which relationship flowchart shows that to you guys? Now, here, Q minus N plus MXP. Let's try this out, right? Q minus M. So, what is minus now? Q is the brother of N. So, Q, ignore my handwriting, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at it. Q is the brother. Since we have a minus symbol for brother, it's minus N. N is the sibling or cousin because he said a brother, right? So they can't be a couple for sure. Yeah. N plus M. We don't know the gender of N until Q minus N, if you see. Now, N plus M shows that N is a woman as well. So now it's a plus sign for her. N plus M. It said that N is the mother of M. So there is a generational gap between these two. Now, M comes down here. And if you see, MXP. M is the sister. Since she is a sister, it's a comma and P. If you see, I'm sorry about it. If you see P, they asked you that P should be the maternal uncle of Q. But here, if you see, Q is the maternal uncle of P. So this case is wrong. In this general scenario, what I would do is, since this is just the opposite, is there any option that is literally the opposite? So you can just eliminate it. Since this is something that also requires keeping of time, you need to be quick. So what is the option that is reverse to this? It is C. Let's do C as well. So C1 says that P minus M. So P is the brother of M, who is the mother of N. So M is the mother of, there's a generation gap. So N X Q. N is the sister of Q. So another comma since they are cousins or siblings, whatever that is. So yeah. So here it shows P is the maternal uncle of Q. Since Q's mother is M and M is the sister of P. So the answer would be B. I hope you are really clear with it. There's an explanation slide for those who did not get it. Take your time to read it out. Moving on to the next question. It is also from blood relations. This question is a type of question that is asked from blood relations. Personally, I used to hate blood relations before I knew these five symbols. What are they? Plus, minus, downward arrow, multiplication. Multiplication isn't there, is it? Okay, so it is plus, a minus, a bracket, a comma, and a downward arrow. These five are the instruments for blood relations. We'll discuss this later on in detail in the further classes. So now the second question. It says A is the son of C. So they are saying C is the mother of A. And we know both of these genders. I'm sorry. So yeah, C is the son of A. We got till here. Now, let's move to the next part. All you want to do in blood relations is you want to sort out one part first and move to the other. Now, C and Q are sisters. So now they are saying that C along with Q are sisters. Now, Z is the mother of Q. She said another generation. So Q's mother is Z. I'm sorry, this would be a minus. I really messed up. Okay. Now, it says Z is the mother of Q. So Z, since since she is a mother, we put up a plus sign. Now, P is the son of Z. Now, since Z is the mother of Q and C is her daughter as well, there's another guy who is P. So P is a son of Z. Now these three are siblings. She is the mother, and this is her grandson. Now see, we have to eliminate these one by one. P and A are cousins? Obviously not, because they belong to the different generations. Now, P is the maternal uncle of A. Yes, this is absolutely true because P and C are sisters and C is the mother of A. Now, Q is the maternal grandfather of A. Okay. First of all, Q is a female, so she can't be a grandfather. So this is clearly eliminated. C and P are sisters. No, they're not sisters. P is a boy. He's a male, and C is a woman. All right. This is cleared, right? You just need to draw a flow chart with those five symbols: plus, minus, downward arrow, brackets, and a comma. Here's the explanation. Please go through it. C and Q are sisters. A is the son of C. Hence, C is the mother of A, or C is the mother of Q. You got this right? No confusions. Hence, Z is the maternal grandmother of A. P is the son of C. Hence, P is the maternal uncle of A. See, if your mother has a brother, he's obviously the maternal uncle to you. So, this case is true, right? Now, let's go to number series. Alright? 22, 21, 23, 22, 24, 23. What is this? What would be the answer? Look at it. Don't overcomplicate it thinking that 22 is repeated twice, 23 is repeated twice. Just look at the flow of it. The first number and the second number have a common connection, and the second and third have a common connection. So let me just tell you guys: 22, 21, 23, and now again 22 and then 24. What is 22 minus 1? Minus 1. Alright. And what is plus 2 of 21? 23. What is minus 1 again? It's 22. And what is plus 2? It's 24. Again, since they gave 23, we'll just write it down here. Again, this is minus 1. So the next number should be plus 2, right? According to the pattern that we have. So what is 23 plus 2? It is obviously 25. So the answer would be 25. Here's the explanation. Go through it. The next question. FAGGAFHAIIH. What's this? Confusing? Okay. So upon first look, I think that this is just the reverse of this. Like G is placed in place of F is placed with G, G is replaced with F. And again here H is replaced with I is replaced with H. Like the mirror image. Don't you think so? Let's agree with this case. But what about the next plank? How will you find out what the actual image is in order to get to the mirror image? So, according to this, A static, isn't it? What is the next letter after F? G. What is after G? It is H. What is after H? It is I. What is after I? It obviously is J. Since you got the first letter, let's just eliminate these two. Since A is static in everything, A will repeat here as well. If you see, both of these contain A. Now, what is the relationship between F, G, G, F, H, I, H? They are literally the next letters. F, G, H, I, right? Right? So it would be K. Okay, another fun twist for you guys. What would be the next to this JK? The answer is JK. What would be next to this? KJ. Yeah, right. So the answer is A. The middle letters is static, so concentrate on first and third letters. The series involves an alphabetical order with the reversal of letters, as we discussed. The first letters are in the alphabetical order F, G, H, I, J. Fourth and second and fourth segments are reversals of third and first segments. The missing segment begins with a new letter, as we discussed, and the answer is J, A, K. Just calm down. You guys can do it. Don't overcomplicate things. It's really simple. You just have to enjoy doing it, all right? Now, now comes the main thing, isn't it? Seems hectic, right? Now, Anisha must decide how to seat her friends V, W, X, Y, and Z at a circular table in accordance with the following conditions. So, it is a seating arrangements wala question. Seating arrangements, it is new to you, isn't it? So you might be like, I don't know how to do this. So just draw up a table circle since it's a circular arrangement and there are five places. So just put up five things. Three, four, five. I know they're weirdly shaped, but sorry. Okay, now coming to it. Z and W must sit next to each other. So before putting it up, I personally like to put up five blank spaces. 3, 4, and 5. So why not take these as the first two? Since it's a circular arrangement, the seating doesn't exactly matter. Z and W. Alright? Y may only sit with V if Y is also sitting with Z. Guys, if you properly look at it, you need not solve the whole thing. If you see, Z and W must sit next to each other. Look at the first condition. Z and W. They are sitting next to each other, so this can be considered. In this, the Z and W are separated, and in this also they are separated. This was last year's AILET question. So this can be eliminated. This can be eliminated. Now look at the second condition. Y may only sit with V if Y is also sitting with C. See, he said Y will only sit with V if he's also sitting with Z. So that means Y should be placed beside Z as well. But in this case also, he's being divided by X. Since X is happy to sit with anyone, it shouldn't matter. So the answer is none of the above. Alright? You need not solve it. Alright? Now the answer D, according to condition 2, Y shall sit with V if Y is also sitting with V. Got it? So yeah. Okay, this is a typo. It's not V, it is Z. The exact condition says that here. Y may only sit with V if Y is also sitting with Z. Okay, the next question. All ducks are birds. Some birds fly and no reptiles are birds. A snake is a reptile. What does it seem like? A riddle? No, it's not. It's a syllogism question. So now, according to syllogs, the thing is you need to use symbols, not exactly symbols, shapes to solve the question. So, all ducks are birds. So he's saying that all of the ducks, whatever the ducks are, they are birds. So, we used to draw these in what, 10, not even 10, 6th or 7th classes. So you guys should be fine, all right? All ducks are birds. Now, some of the birds fly. Not all, only a few of them. So, some we take a particular path and put it F because it's for flying. Now, no reptiles are birds, so birds and reptiles have no connection. So you just write reptiles. REP, that's enough. Now, a snake is a reptile. So example of a reptile is a snake. Now, if the above are true, which is also true. Now, snakes do not fly. We cannot come to a conclusion, can we? I have drawn it better in a paper, so let me just go through that. So, the first thing they said was snakes do not fly. How will they fly? Because they have no proper relationship between them, isn't it? Let me just go through the questions once again, guys. Snakes do not fly. Obviously, they do not. They can't come to a conclusion. There might be a relation between flying and snakes because only some of the birds can be there. So this would be clearly eliminated. And now, no snakes are ducks. Okay. No snakes are ducks? Yep. Because no birds are reptiles. They don't have a direct connection. And no snake is a duck. This is true. Even though we got our answer, it's better to go through the next two. All ducks fly? No, they do not. He said only a few birds fly, and all ducks are birds, so this is not logically correct. Some birds are snakes. Now, they clearly said birds do not have a connection with reptiles, and reptiles example is a snake. So, how can they do that? So, no. The only correct logical answer would be no snakes are ducks. Got it? If you can just go through it. Just the simple point of it is you have to use shapes to memorize the answer quickly. You arrive at the answer better this way. Now, an accurate clock shows 8 o'clock in the morning. So, generally, how is a clock? It shows 8 in the morning. How many degrees will the hour hand rotate? You have to pay attention to this. How many degrees will the hour hand rotate when the clock shows 2 o'clock in the afternoon? So, this is where is 8 now? This is 9, so here would be 8, right? For suppose I'm not drawing the clock, this would be okay, this would be 9, this would be 12, 1 would be the dot, 2 would be here, 3 would be here. Now guys, see, a clock is generally divided this way, right, or this way, but we can divide it by 8 is to 2, which is like half of the clock, right? 8 is to 2, so this can simply be 180 degrees. Option would be D. I hope you get it. Should I draw it again? Okay, let me just try to do it here because I'm not pretty sure I can do this in this PPT. Well, this would be 3. I'm not drawing that circle, I'm just writing down the numbers, and I'm pretty aware that it is slightly crossed. But doesn't matter, we're just learning, right? You guys can do it better in your books, I'm sorry about it. Here would be 10, and this would be 11. So guys, see, 12 6 breaks this, 9 3 breaks this, 8 2 breaks it into half, 7 3 no, 7 1 breaks it into half. Just like that crisscrosses you do, right, for a circle that shows that it breaks into half. Exactly. In that way, it shows that it is clearly broken into 180 degrees. Now, it says LION is written as MNHK. In the similar way, how is monkey? So, L is MINOHNK. Does something sound similar to you guys? Think. You have time. Think about it for 2 minutes. LIONMNHK. How is it similar? Is there any connection for it? See. I'm sorry. So, LION. Reverse this. NOI L. What is after N? What is after N? What is after N? Just kidding, it's O. So, if you subtract 1 from this, minus 1, what is before N? It is M. What is before O? It is N. What is before I? It is H. What is before L? It is K. KLM, right? So this is the code. Now, what is the code for Y? What is before Y? What is before Y? It is X. We have to come back, right? So X. What is before E? D. I'll write it down here, right? So the last word would be X. The next word would be D. Next. Since we have to reverse it, right? So this would be like X, D, J, M, N, and then L. Got it? Here's the explanation for you guys. Reversed word of monkey is yaknum. Before Y, X comes. E is like after D. Before K, J is present. N is after N is before M. O is before N. M is before L. So the word or the code is XDJMN and L. The last question for today's class. He said, Y, okay, let's take Y over here, is in the east of X. So guys, simply, we all do this thing to remember directions, right? North, south, east, and then west. Remember this, news, NEWS. It's something like 1, 2, 3, 4, the Thor symbol, right? Okay, now Y is in the east of X. So east of X is this. Y is in the east of X. Alright. No. Y is in the east of X. Alright? This is Y. This is in the east of X. Now, which is in the north of Z? So Y is in the north of Z. East is north. Here is Z since it is north. Now, P is in the south of Z. P. Which direction of Y is P? Where is Y? Here, isn't it? Where is Y? Here. Which direction of Y is P? It is in south west. The picture is in the next slide. I hope it will be clear for you guys. I'm sorry about the typo again. It is X and this would be Y. X is to the east of Y. Z is to the north of Y, and then P is to the south of Z. So obviously, if you look at this, according to that Thor thing that we did, north, east, west, and south. So according to this would be the center. Do the same thing. This is obviously the south and this is the west. So the answer is southwest. And the option would be none of these. Thank you for listening to the class, guys. I hope you guys had a great time. I know I messed up a few points, but I'll definitely work on them the next time. Thank you.